and mashing all the parts and pieces together. What the hell is going on? Mr. Potato Head, Mrs. Potato Head. I'm sorry, folks. They're dead. They're gone. They've been replaced by some mentally deranged people that can't figure out if they're a Mr. or a Mrs. Whatever. Everything's going to this. You look, Under Armour and Coca-Cola and LinkedIn and, who knows how many other places sent people to go listen to how bad they are because they're white. And then you get this nonsense. I mean, it's nonsense. You want to kill everything that you love, just start making people drones. Not misters, not misses, not girlfriends, not boyfriends, but just make them drones. Like a interjection of human occupation of yourself. You're not really a man. No, I'm really a man. I am. The way I think, the way I do things, the way that God gave me my genetic makeup. Yeah, I'm a guy. I'm a mister. And I'm not sad about it. If you want to be I don't know. I don't know what to call them anymore. There's Mr., there's Mrs., and then there's what? What is it? Kate says this gives a new meaning to numbnuts. It does. Oh, my gosh. What do you call that? So if you have a Mr. and a Mrs., what is the proper gender pronoun? What is it when it comes to, is it just potato head? Is that all it is? Or if you're talking about a person, what is that word? What's the adjective? I mean, if we're not going to identify, oh, that's right. You're a progressive. You see how that works? You're a progressive. So, yeah, whatever. I think that the world has lost its mind. $4,500 for McDonald's straws just because they're the original McDonald's straws. Yeah, I guess Amber says, whatever they want, you're not to assume. I guess not. I'm going to start calling people asshole and assholette. I don't know what else to call them. So listen to this. Wouldn't it be nice? You ever look around the world and think, how in the hell do people come up with this much money for whatever? $5,000 straws, things like that. But listen to this. Sheepdog was recently sold. And that sheepdog sold for $38,893 for a sheepdog. And it broke the Guinness World Book of Records. A border collie named Kim sold for $38,893 at an auction, breaking the prior record, which was $26,088 in October of 2020. Farmers marts in Dalagalo, Wales. $38,000 on a dog. Wow. Hey, you. Yeah, that's a perfect one, Amber. She says, I'm going with the standards. Hey, you. No, not you. You over there. Could you imagine? It's going to be a sad day when Who's On First gets attacked. Because, white people made the joke. It is what it is. So, again, if you've got $38,000, almost $39,000 to spend on a sheepdog, you must have a really good sheepdog business. Speaking of sheep, they found a wild sheep. Yes. In Australia, they found a wild sheep. And the reason the sheep was wild was because it had gotten out that nobody was able to go get it because of COVID-19 restrictions. And this poor sheep, listen to this. They found this woolly, burdened, heavy sheep, which they shaved. Okay, they shaved the sheep. How much wool do you think actually comes off a sheep? Does anybody have any idea? I mean, that's one of those statistics that I have no clue. But they show a picture of this sheep, and I feel bad for this sheep. Literally, folks, this sheep had 78 pounds of matted fleece on its body. The woolly burden is what they're calling it. Think about that, 78 pounds. Could you imagine carrying 78 extra pounds of wool? Couldn't see. Stunk, I'm sure, terribly. The poor sheep. Think about this. COVID-19 doesn't just affect humans. It's been affecting animals as well. Nobody could go out there. The sheep went wild. Then they found it. It probably wasn't even wild. It just couldn't see anymore. So it started wandering around. It said, under the pounds of matted wool stained with dirt, studded with twigs, and crawling with insects. That poor sheep. 78 pounds. Yeah, well, you can also, check this out. You guys ever heard of Lizzie Borden? You know, the site of the brutal axe murders? Well, it's up for sale. If it's kind of weird, you know, Buffalo Bill's place, they're turning that into a bed and breakfast. And if you have $2 million, you can buy the famous home of the brutal axe murders from Lizzie Borden's family. I don't know. Are people getting more macabre? Are they just getting used to it? Are they, you know, what is it? What is this attraction? I've tried to figure this out. What is this attraction with death? I mean, here's the thing. Death is one of those taboo things that's still taboo. And I don't know why, because every person dies. Guaranteed you're going to pay taxes. Guaranteed you're going to die. But yet we have this fascination with death, especially the more violent the death, the more people want to know about it. Even, you ever seen people do this? Like, they'll look at a picture and they're like, oh my gosh, that's gross. But they're still looking at the picture. They go back for seconds and thirds. What's up with that? That is weird. I don't think that any other species on this planet does that. You know what I mean? And then you're like, oh man, I really wish I wouldn't have looked at that. But then later on, something else comes up and then you look at that. It's mind boggling. So yeah, if you want to buy that house, go for it. Speaking of spending a lot of money, listen to this. A rare Mickey Mantle card. Okay, I like Mickey Mantle. He played before I was born. However, Mickey Mantle is freaking awesome. We hear about him today. Now, imagine finding a baseball card in your attic, because that's what happened with this rare Mickey Mantle card. This guy found a Mickey Mantle card in his attic, and he's like, hey, it's in pretty good shape. I'm going to send it in. So he sends it in. He has it graded. He gets it back. It was a Topps Mickey Mantle card. Guess how much they sold for? Take a guess. $5.2 million freaking dollars. $5.2 million. Do you know anybody that would buy a baseball card for $5.2 million? I literally had this friend up in Wisconsin, and he didn't believe in the banks holding his money or collecting interest. So literally his retirement was, he lived in a trailer house, and it was like a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom trailer house. And 2 of those little rooms were stacked from the floor to the ceiling with baseball cards. A lot of these boxes were never even opened. They weren't even opened, but that was going to be his retirement. Maybe he was onto something, because this card sold for $5.2 million freaking dollars. Now, I want to get into this. I pulled up this story, the 15 worst things ever found in food. But before I do that, there's 2 that I want to kind of go through, because could you imagine getting a $9,000 power bill? No, I would freak out. I would be like, that button, boom, 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 boom. $9,000 power bill during Texas blackout prompts a class action lawsuit. Well, you knew it was going to happen. A Texas woman who was hit with a $9,000 power bill this month has sued her electric provider for price gouging in a case that highlights the risks some consumers face in the state's deregulated energy market. It says the suit is the first of its kind after a harrowing week of snow and sub-freezing temperatures that brought on skyrocketing energy prices for thousands of customers in the state and blackouts for millions of others. You know, even people that didn't have electricity, that were having blackouts, they are getting huge electric bills. How does that work? Literally, if you are without power for a week, you're still getting an extremely high electric bill. It says that her electric bill of $9,546 for the month was 40 times higher than her typical bill range of between $200 and $250. Could you imagine that? Getting a bill for $9 freaking grand? I do hope they sue him, and I do hope that these people are forced into some sort of responsibility about their actions, what led up to this. Yes. Other news, I was very sad for this yesterday. I wasn't going to say it on today's show because we're really not a news show. We're more, having fun and stuff. But this guy, it made me happy what he did, but it made me sad that he won't face justice. I don't know if you guys saw the ex-USA gymnastic coach, John Getterts. He committed suicide. And why? Because, there's a lot of places not talking about this, but John Gettert, he was trafficking children. He happened to be a coach with the USA Gymnastics group, and he was trafficking children while he did his job. Hey, Audrey. And anyways, he committed suicide. So on a good note, that worthless a-hole is gone. Oh, look at this. We had somebody walking in. He looks like he just woke up.
Sorry, pants. I apologize, guys. We had a blackout or something over at our house. I am not kidding you. My phone is deader than a doorknob.
Yeah, I tried calling, but I figured you just got arrested, got another accident or something.
No warrants, right?
So yeah, no. We were talking today. There's a lot of stuff that was going on this day. Like today is National Pistachio Day.
Wow.
It's National Anti-Bullying Day.
Yeah.
It's National Levi Strauss Day. There's all this really weird stuff that's going on today. But hey, the most important one, it is National Bacon Day.
Oh.
Yes.
That must have been what I smelled that woke me up.
It could have been. It could have been. Yeah, what, did you have a hot date last night?
No, I had to work last night, Hans.
Oh, man. It is what it is. Everybody's got to do that. So I wanted to get to this. We got, 15, 20 minutes left of the show. If you're planning, are you planning on going out to eat this weekend anywhere?
Maybe.
Okay. And I know some of you guys are because we're into this really good weather, right?
Yeah. It is nice.
It's like today. It's overcast, 49.
Yeah.
But you know what? Last week it was 0.
Yeah, I'll take this over that.
Yeah, 50 degrees. I'll take this any day. And, it was raining a little bit this morning. Oh, Kate said you fell into a donut hole. That's probably what happened.
I probably did. Donut pit.
Okay, so I want you guys to think of this and relish this as you go out to eat this weekend. These are the 15 worst things found in food. Number 15, painkillers. Woody Douglas worked at Burger King and liked to add more than a special sauce to his sandwiches as he prepared it. In 2010, there was a customer who was enjoying a BK chicken and found a small blue pill later identified as hydrocodone. Woody Douglas, or Dickless, I don't know.
What a name.
He was putting painkillers, and that would be very expensive. I don't understand this, but yeah, if you went to Burger King, or you know what, that's the next thing to go. What are they going to do? We have to get rid of all the gender neutral or gender names. There can't be a Burger King. There can't be a Burger Queen. What's it going to be? It's not like Mr. Potato Head.
Burger time.
I shared this earlier. There is no Mr. Potato Head anymore.
Right.
There's no Mrs. Potato Head. They took it Hasbro yesterday.
Wow.
It's only Potato Head. That way you can have 2 daddies, 2 mommies. You can have a polyamorous relationship with 1 daddy and a bunch of mommies. The creative wonders that they've opened up. Yeah, well, it's maddening. It literally
It
is
is.
maddening, you know. But you miss that because you fell into a donut hole.
I